Hello everyone, Vito's a Footy back here for another review. This is, I guess it's the Liberty, Renegades, and Rogues deck of cards. Actually, I guess it is. The top says Liberty, then you see a Seraph's badge that says Renegades and Rogues with the star there. And then you see a gun, see a reward poster, very old school. It's also got a dirty, weathered look to it. It looks like it's a very old deck. The one side, it does in fact say Renegades and Rogues. This was originally on Kickstarter, going back a year and a half or more maybe. Was not successful, but somehow I guess it was produced by playingcards.net. The other side, it's just dirtiness. Top, it says Liberty Playing Cards. And same at the bottom. And in the back, you see the back design, which has got a couple of trees. It's got a noose on the tree, if you can tell. It's kind of interesting. And, you know, that's about all I can make out. The rest is kind of hard to make out. There is a kind of a wagon wheel in the center as well, but it's a little bit difficult to make out some of the finer details. No seal. From what I can tell, this was produced by Liberty Playing Cards. It makes sense. It says Liberty. And it was released by playingcards.net, who owns Liberty Playing Cards. So, let's look at some of these cards. First of all, you got a couple of cards here. They got some, I guess, anecdotes. This one says Renegades and Rogues on top. And it says, always drink upstream from the hero. It's hard to read, actually. An onion can make people cry, but there's never been a vegetable that can make you laugh, that can make people laugh. Any cowboy can carry a tune, but trouble comes when he tries to unload it. And then you see the back. It's kind of weird, the faces are like this, and then you got white borders on the backs. Usually it's the reverse problem. Usually you got white borders, or you got white faces with like black borders or something. This one's the reverse. You got one more card that's similar. It says Renegades and Rogues. And this one has the writing in red, so it's a little bit easier to read. It says, always take a good look at what you're about to eat. It's not so important to know what it is, but it's critical to know what it was. It's kind of funny. And then the other one says, if I can make it out, if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing to do is stop digging. Just some, funny little anecdotes. I like that. I wish that the font was much better because it's very difficult to read these. The red one's a little bit better, but I find it very difficult to read for some reason. It's the font, the way it's written, the spacing, I guess. Anyways, let's move on. You get a couple of jokers. They say Joker on top with the US in the corners, as if it's going to be made by USB-C. And this one's a wanted poster for the Pony Express. And then the other one says Joker again with the US in the corners. And it's all about Marcel Wyatt, and he's coming for you. The Ace of Spades is kind of a standard bicycle Ace of Spades, except dirty and worn out. And there's a skull in the corner for some reason. The other aces are kind of standard, except for the Ace of Clubs, which again has a skull for some reason. I guess they're the death cards, I guess. One thing that's nice is the cards do have different stains, as you can kind of see from one card to the next. So they're not all the same, which is good. Some decks, do that. Every card's the same stain, same pattern, and it just doesn't look realistic. This is more realistic. Then we get into the court cards. All of them are reward posters. Bellstar, Johnny Ringo, Billy the Kid, Sam Bass or Bass, Jesse James, Sitting Bull, Pearl Heart, what is this? Bobcat Leroy Parker, something like that. This one is Thomas Ketchum. This one they want dead or alive. I've seen one that's they want you absolutely alive, so they can kill you after probably. Calamity Jane, Miss Annie Oakley, Frank James. I guess he's related to Jesse James. And then the number cards are basically standard. One thing that I don't like is how it seems like, to me it seems like the pips are a little bit blurry. Also, if you look at the indexes, they kind of vary. Just a little bit. You can see right here. Look at the index on the Queen of Diamonds and then compare it to the Queen of Spades. It's this little skinny thing. I guess it kind of fits with perhaps what the fonts might have been back then. They might have been kind of like hit or miss. Might have been thick or thin. So I guess that kind of fits in a way. These cards have a smooth finish, which is a little bit odd. I haven't seen any from Liberty playing cards that were smooth. But also pretty thick. I find them to be a little bit thick anyways. And then the back design, like we saw in the box, some trees with a noose hanging from it and all sorts of other stuff that's a little bit hard to make out. It seems like these pictures aren't as crisp as they should be. Handling wise, not the greatest, not the worst. So overall, this deck, as far as handling is concerned, like I said, obviously not the best deck for fanning or forcing. But I mean, it shuffles, it's good for cards. Though I have to wonder how durable it will be. But anyways, as far as handling is concerned, I will say 3.5 out of 5. Could be better, could be worse. Could definitely be worse. As far as art and theme is concerned, I do like the theme. The court cards are starting to grow on me, and whatnot. But I find that the artwork seems like it's just a little bit, I don't want to say blurry, but it's not as crisp as it should be. And the artwork on the back design is a little bit hard to make out, and the writing is hard to make out. So overall, I'm going to say 3.5 out of 5. I like it, but it could be better. And as far as usability is concerned, well, the court cards are a little bit odd, but for the most part it's fairly standard. So I'll say 4 out of 5 for usability. Overall, I'm going to give this deck 3.5 out of 5. It could be better, could be worse. It's got some pluses, some minuses. You know, it is what it is. You can get this at Gambler's Warehouse. I should say playingcards.net, which is from Gambler's Warehouse. And you can use the code GW2015 and get 10% off your order for anyone interested. Or you can go to collectibleplayingcards.com and find other decks and use the code VJose32. Excuse me, for 10% off. I apologize. That's that. Stay tuned for more reviews. I'll see you next time.